I've been telling y'all, when you get Travis Hunter the ball, when you get him involved on both sides of the ball, great things happen. Okay, I don't care what people have to say about Shador Sanders. What Shador and Travis Hunter had for the last like 4 years of their college careers was special. All right, and now seeing him in the pros, I know Travis Hunter is one of them. Every single time he got the ball in his hands, he did something special. His point of attack is great. He attacks the ball instead of the ball coming to him. And if it's in his vicinity, there's a great chance he's coming down with it. And he proved that tonight or last night. All right. Jacksonville for a couple weeks, despite the record, could have been even better on offense by slowly implementing him more into the game. And I think they have. All right, I liked what they did last week. Last week I didn't like what they did. I liked what they did like about 2 weeks ago, I think. But tonight, on Monday Night Football, what they did on Monday Night Football was they got him way more engaged. He had way more snaps on both sides of the football, and his presence was felt. Whether it's defensively or offensively, his presence was felt. Now, obviously, he has a lot of highlight tape from last night's game on the offensive side of the ball. But they needed him. They needed every bit of what Travis Hunter could give them last night, and he gave them everything. And I think he still had more to give because honestly, besides a slight cramp or injury he had, having to run with I think Xavier Worthy or something down the field, he didn't look tired. He looked ready to go every single drive. He looked like he was going 100%, which is insane. I don't care how many snaps he did. It's still insane to do that. Especially the routes he was doing or the hard running, the yards after catch he was doing with some of these plays, it wasn't easy. You should be subbed out, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that, especially on that last drive, you always saw 12 on the field, and I appreciated that. Okay, even if he doesn't always get the ball, it's just nice to know that he's involved in the game plan and everything he's learning in practice and on film, he's being able to display on the field because they have him out there. If he's not out there, there's no way he's going to be able to learn. He can watch as much film. He can go to as many practices as he wants until he gets that in-game experience where he's really starting to see these routes develop. He's starting to get his timing down. And him and Trevor Lawrence in real time, you start to see the connection build more and more. Is going to develop into something special. I don't know what's going to amount to this season, but we're going to see Trevor Lawrence get back to form and to the potential and really go to where we thought he was going to be as a quarterback is going to come from his receivers helping him out a little bit. And also, don't get me wrong, Trevor Lawrence has a lot to improve on. But he showed last night what happens when he's sure of himself. He shows what happens when his receivers can catch. Because don't get it twisted. Trevor Lawrence has not played the best these last couple of years. But his receivers have dropped a lot of key passes and have failed him a couple of times as well. It's on both sides of that blame. There's plenty of blame to go around. But last night we saw what happens when you really open up the playbook, allow Trevor Lawrence to play Clemson/backyard football here, and you just give him dogs at receiver. You give him guys who can make plays, okay? Because that ball placement in the fourth quarter with like 30 seconds left to go or something like that, 40 seconds left to go, I think to Thomas, I forgot, but like number 7, one of the best ball placements I've seen in Trevor Lawrence's career. I mean, from high school to here. I don't think I've ever seen Trevor Lawrence thread the ball like that. We know he's capable. We know he obviously has an arm and he has it. But that throw, when you got to have it in that situation, we haven't seen that since his college days. So to see him come here or be at home and play this well is amazing. And he didn't start that great, but you could tell he took it on himself and he made it a point to get better and make more decisive decisions faster. Because he does this thing where he will forget where he's at on the field. He'll just do boneheaded mistakes and it will cost his team dearly. And this game, he started early. It looked like it was going to be one of those games, but then he settled into the game and used his legs because nothing was open. And that caused the defense to be a little bit more honest, even to get to spy and not have some of these defensive linemen blitz all the time and kind of hang back a little bit just in case he runs because he was cutting him up with his legs. Same thing with Patrick Mahomes on the other side of the ball. And it opens the field up. So that's what I'm saying. That's why the era of this mobile quarterback is so important, because it causes the defense to have to react to that quarterback. Now, not every quarterback can do what Lamar Jackson does or what Josh Allen does, because those two play a different brand of football. They play something beyond football. But still, if you have a quarterback that can move and gain and cut you up yardage, you're going to have to keep them honest, and they're going to have to use one person to be a spy, or at least have these delayed blitzes, these rushes where they're kind of just staying in place just in case, and it causes things where like one mistake can get you a lane, or it can get you those deep passes to Travis Hunter, or get your run game going. So there's plenty of opportunities there. So I thought the Jacksonville Jaguars did a great job in just opening up their playbook. Excuse me. Finally opening up their playbook and allowing the receiving core and players to really get twisted. Also, defensively, Jacksonville showed up. That pick six was vital. It was vital. Kansas City. They are getting back offensively. Patrick Mahomes played a very good game. A great game, really, if you want to say. I mean, 300 plus yards passing. I think it was, I don't know if it was him or Trevor that had like 52 yards rushing or something. But he played the best he could. That offense, I think, is starting to get their legs on them. Now they have their receiving core back. I cannot stress this enough. I have much love for Travis Kelce and what he does in his career. I just think it's time. I think it's been time for like the last 2 seasons, but it's time, and he's just not. I do think he's just holding this offense back a little bit. To be honest with you, I just don't like how he's moving from what I'm seeing. But it is what it is. I think they need to give Gray more snaps. They already have, but I think he needs to get more snaps. I think Gray's their second tight end, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I apologize if I'm wrong about that. But their second tight end needs to get more snaps. Defensively, the Chiefs, you can still run the ball on them. The Jacksonville Jaguars didn't do the best job running, but also Trevor Lawrence ran, and you could see they just had no interior pressure with that. And they got at Trevor Lawrence a couple of times, but a lot of it was just bonehead mistakes with late checking at the line, all that other stuff. So it helped the Kansas City Chiefs defense this game, but in reality, the Chiefs didn't really have much of an answer for a lot of the weapons that the Jacksonville Jaguars had. It really just came down to penalties also. This game really did come down to penalties. The penalties in this game, Kansas City, man, it kept every time it feels like they stepped on the field for a change of possession where like their special teams or their defense or their offense, someone's coming on the field, it looks like there was a penalty to back them up even more or give an advantage to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They just kept on doing boneheaded plays, whether it was like illegal blocking, I don't know if they got illegal formation call, I don't remember, but they, holding, just all these penalties. And Jacksonville had to get at least like 80 yards in free yardage from the penalties from the Kansas City Chiefs defense. So it's about discipline. That's why I feel like Chris Jones is angry. It's these mental mistakes. It's the lack of discipline that the Chiefs have that is starting to show its ugly head, because you cannot win games like this in hostile environments when you're not completely locked in and disciplined, because when you get that many penalties that give your opponent like 100 yards of just free yardage in advantage for them, it's a discipline problem. It's people not thinking or their heads somewhere else and not executing the best way they can. I do still expect the Chiefs to make the playoffs. I just don't think they're going to win their division. I do think the Denver Broncos have a more whole team, and their defense is singing, and they have some all-pro players playing almost every position on defense for Denver Broncos. So comment below, let me know your thoughts on this Monday Night Football game. Again, I think slowly but surely keep integrating Travis Hunter into the offense. Also, obviously, still play defense, but definitely the more he plays offense, the better things will happen. Now I think it'll open up the game, not only for him, but for every other receiver on Jacksonville. I just think they have a bunch of weapons, and Travis Hunter is really going to be the key to helping them unlock that offense and doing really special things down the stretch. So, AFC South, who would have thought? Peace.